Ladies and gentlemen, what is up, and welcome today to some Tier 1 Alliance War gameplay. So in today's video we have 8 fights with no revives or no items used, but you know, by the end of it my team is pretty wrecked. It's pretty in the bin, but we have such a variety of opponents today. We have Juggernauts, we have Nightcrawlers, we have Mordos, we got a Dormammu. So yeah, I'm going to talk about, you know, how I'm handling various fights, the various mistakes I make, and all that kind of stuff. So first up, we had a Juggernaut on kind of the right-hand placement node, which I don't necessarily think is a bad placement. I think, you know, Juggernaut is one of those characters, especially if you have strong points in Mystic Dispersion, that can go anywhere and be a pretty valuable defender, especially if he catches somebody off guard, and there needs to be a lot of evading done. So the kind of strategy I like to use to counter Juggernaut with my Dr. Voodoo is get to the SP2, fire that off, get the power drain, so that I can control there. However, we did make a little bit of a slip-up, where we stunned him and we were attacking into him, being a little bit greedy with the Unstoppable there, just trying to minimize the amount of power he gets from Mystic Dispersion, and yeah, we did get a little bit hit, but it's not a huge problem. And also, toward the start of the fight, we weren't very lucky with the lowers. We only got 1 stack of power drain, so it wasn't really super effective, but it did, you know, help minimize his power gain and also keep the fight under control until we could fire off another special 2 and pretty much get him down at that point. So yeah, not too bad a fight against Juggernaut, but you know, I kind of slipped up by being a little bit too greedy and aggressive, and got a bit unlucky him attacking into me. So we lost a little bit of health there with Voodoo, but the wonderful thing about Dr. Voodoo is he regens about, you know, 20-25% if you have him awakened at the start of every fight, so we're going to get that health back in the next fight, and that feels pretty good. So the next one is the, it's the Armor Up node. Now, one thing that I always like to do is I always like to look at somebody's profile champions to see if there is anything like crazy menacing that might be there, but it was a rank 550 Nightcrawler that we have to deal with on this one, which to be honest isn't too bad at all. Like any node where you can stun Nightcrawler, I like to try and get into this pattern of parrying and attacking 3 times so that there's no risk of the Nightcrawler evading. I find that a much better strategy as opposed to, you know, trying to push him back and switch that stance, which I'm not super great at, and obviously there's room for error in that with Nightcrawler evading and then potentially attacking right back into you. So I like to play it safe on these kind of fights, maybe playing a little bit too slow, and I should have got a special one off a little bit earlier in this fight, kind of in hindsight, because he has a lot of stacks of lower. But we got him to the SP3, just for really a bit of damage and to help clear out my power so that maybe I can get another SP1 off to finish off this fight. Just trying to, again, get that parry in, 3 hits. So many buffs at the moment, and at this point, I probably should have gone in there and gone for the special conversion, because I kind of missed out that point in the fight. Would have been quicker, providing I didn't get an evade on that. That's something that I was trying to kind of minimize the risk of. Fight off the SB2 there, unfortunately got the evade on that one, but it wasn't too bad. I think we ended up taking like a couple of hits there initially when we kind of messed up a parry, but that's pretty much it. Like, it always feels good to get down Nightcrawler without really taking too much damage, so like that one's fairly decent. So up next we have the Power Star SP2 node, and also the preference for the special 2. So recently I've kind of found, like, for most champions on this, usually I was kind of expecting to deal with a Cable actually going into this one, looking at kind of this dude's profile champion, but I find like Vision is just the best character generally for controlling the power here. Really like using him. Feel very good at like evading that initial special 2 and dealing with it. Like Dr. Voodoo works quite well as well, but kind of the plan here is just to get the SP1 after he's gone to his SP3, which will take him down to an SP1, and then we can bait that, because that's very easy to deal with on Hood. And as you can see, that works out perfectly here, and now the fight is just, you know, beat him into a corner and control the power. Like, I see a lot of people using Hood for Alliance War Defense at the moment, but really, like, once you've gotten to terms with the Hood fight, he's just so easy to deal with. In a lot of matchups, even if you don't have a power control champion, you know, you can still block the SP2 and quite easily evade that SP1. Like, it's not too difficult to bait out, even on nodes like this that do kind of have a preference towards using the special 2. So yeah, he's just pretty much my bitch boy. One of the things that I'm not doing, I should kind of be doing a little bit more, is I'm not really intercepting much, especially in like the early Alliance War fights, because my intercepting, you know, it isn't super perfect yet. I always like to kind of play a little bit safe, go with the parries instead of going for the intercepts. So yeah, that's what we're doing about now. And got that final SP1, almost down, just another round of combo, well, another one hit actually, and he's dead. And then we're gonna fast forward, I think it's like probably about 20 minutes into the future, because I had to wait for a link node to be cleared, and we're moving up to the adaptive and physical resistance node. So I always like using Dr. Voodoo for this one, just because you can convert pretty much, you know, provided the opponent isn't poison immune, you can convert all of the buffs into poison and deal an absolute ass ton of damage there. I assumed the champion on here was actually probably going to be a Mordo, but it was another Nightcrawler, all of the fun and games. So again, a very, very similar strategy to the Nightcrawler that we fought before. However, I do kind of lose the flow of the fight for a little bit and make some pretty grave mistakes that cost me like a ridiculous amount of health. Like if I wasn't running with like a rank 4 Voodoo and a 550, this would have just meant that I was dead. I didn't parry there, missed up a combo, and then I forgot to evade the second part of that heavy attack. So yeah, like I was pretty down and out, and at this point I'm like, damn, I'm just gonna have to go all in. I need to start playing like a beast in order to get this dude down. So just attack it in kind of very, very aggressively. Now I'm playing it a little bit safe, just do a combo and then get off the special free. And at this point, with the damage from the special free and the poison, I know he's pretty much down, but like very, very expensive fight in terms of health. Like we did lose like so much health there. So yeah, I think this is probably the worst fight of the Alliance War for me. But, hey, we got him down, we didn't die, like, that's alright, I'll take it. And, you know, we only took 3 hits there, and we took, like, 80% of our health from 3 hits. So, yeah, really, really ridiculous stuff. So up next we have the bleed node. So I was kind of expecting, like, usually people have Electro on this node or an evade champion, because, you know, going into a bleed node, 99% of the time people are playing Vision or some sort of power control champion like Iceman. I think maybe, like, overall, I think, like, Electro is probably, like, the best placement for this node, or maybe a Spider-Man. But Nightcrawler, I don't know. I like to think of Nightcrawler in terms of a defender as kind of a less desirable Spider-Man, because Spider-Man, you know, with Nightcrawler, you just got to deal with the evade, and that can be quite easy to deal with by stunning the Nightcrawler. Whereas Spider-Man, you have to deal with the evade and also the special one. And that special one, like, deals so much block damage for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't know how to evade it. So yeah, I mean, like, Nightcrawler's, he's a bit more of a punishing defender, certainly when he lands a hit, you know, if he strikes a deep wound. But, you know, I think Spider-Man, overall, he's kind of my preferential person on defense if I wanted to put a good evader on this node. But yeah, as you can see, we're just controlling this fight quite well by keeping his power down and burned. I do miss a parry there. I'm not really too sure what went on. It was just one of those odd circumstances. I could have potentially got another hit and turned off the evade there, but I'm like, it's a little bit risky lunging for that final hit sometimes, because sometimes you don't have time to recover before the AI strikes you back, and I certainly wasn't kind of getting in my combo at that slow pace, so I didn't want to risk it there. But we got him down, we took a few hits there again, but hey, it wasn't too bad. So, moving up, we have probably one of the most fun and interactive nodes in the game, which, you know, everybody loves, which is the Thorns node. So, I'm like, my Dr. Voodoo's looking so sorry, my Vision's not going to bring anything to this fight. It's a Cyclops, we're just going to use Star-Lord, get the class advantage, and just try and mow this guy down, like, as quickly as possible. It's kind of the strategy here, nothing too special. Like, if I had Electra on the team, it might have been able to deal with this a little bit cheaper. Mess up badly on that first evade, but I'm so lucky that neither one of those attacks crit. Like, super blessed in that one. So we're just trying to kind of control this fight pretty well, only trying to attack him most of the time when he's stunned. That's why I've been playing, you know, a little bit defensively and retracting some of my combos, getting down with the special 2 there. But as you can see, due to all the fun and interactiveness of the Thorns node, we managed to lose about, like, it was like 12,000 health there. So yeah, really great time, super fun. So after this fight, I had to message a couple of Alliance members to move and clear that link node so I could go kind of further right side. And the next fight on a kinetic reactor node was Dormammu, who is just, he's such a fun and interactive fight, Dormammu. I think Dormammu is probably especially with Mystic Dispersion, the worst alliance, you know, the worst opponent to fight in Alliance War, because he's just so tricky to fight, especially on a kinetic reactor node. This is an absolutely fantastic placement, but yeah, like, I kind of hate Dormammu's degeneration. Like, that's what makes this fight just so crazy BS. As you can see, we're trying to bait out the special one there. We do the first one pretty successfully, and the strategy with Dr. Voodoo, I thought, was we could use that to heal up quite a bit. But as you can see, trying to bait out the second SP1, we are just, you know, just triggering and fueling that Mystic Dispersion. So yeah, that's really great. And at this point, I'm like, I've got the degeneration, like, I have a death sentence. I'm just going in, I'm doing as much damage as I can, because I'm taking 200 damage that I cannot avoid every second. And we just die from that. So yeah, that's really great. That's really fun and interactive. Great times. But Dormammu, like, he's a good defender for that reason, but simultaneously, like, I really hate fighting him for his degeneration and Mystic Dispersion, and that's only made even worse by the kinetic reactor node. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to finish this fight off with Star-Lord, so we bring in the big boy, and I just have to go full out on this. Trying to bait a special one at the start, so just trying to kind of get that in, trying to get him to use that. Do we do that? Yeah, we got one special one out of him. You can see, like, his power's just going up so ridiculously fast with kinetic reactor and 5 out of 5 Mystic Dispersion. I have to take the gamble here and use the special 2, and it doesn't kill him, so I'm like, okay, we need to slam on that block. And 100% skill-based gameplay, we got him down, ladies and gentlemen. So I was pretty damn happy about that, but I was like, oh, that was a cheeky kill. That was a very cheeky kill, just attacking into that block next. So, next up we have, I think this is the armor break node, so there's nothing, like, too interesting or exciting that you need to keep in mind for this one. There's usually, like, every time I've done this node recently, it's been a Mordo, and I'm like, you know what, if we have Star-Lord, if we can play like a god and really up that gameplay, maybe get some intercepts on point, then I think we can do it. So I tried to start off blocking just to initially bait out a heavy attack, but didn't do that. Took a little bit of block damage here. I'm like, once I get into the flow of baiting, like, it's gonna be fine. So just trying to bait a special one out here. That's what we're trying to do. We get one of those pretty damn successfully. But as you can see, his power just goes up like crazy. I honestly have I've never seen his power go up like that insane. It felt like it just shot up like 2 bars. A lot of dexterity procs, I assume, but yeah, we couldn't really do anything there apart from die, so that kind of sucked. I mean, if we had a little bit more health, we could have certainly endured that. So at this point, I'm like, you know what, we're gonna do a smackdown with Vision. And in hindsight, like, with a 5 out of 5 Mystic Dispersion defender, I should have gone in Vision in the first place, but for some reason I wanted a dank kill. So with Vision, I'm on my last legs. I know if I want to get this guy down, I need to play super good. I need to channel my inner analyzer. I need to perfect those intercepts. It's the only way that I can successfully beat this video game. Managed to get a very smooth bait on that special too, and we are just going in. As soon as he is running toward me, and as soon as I see that opportunity to intercept, I'm nailing it. As soon as he's standing up, I just know that I've got this guy in the corner, and now he is officially my bitch boy. So yeah, that's, you know, it's going quite well. We're hammering in those blocks, bait out another heavy attack, and the fight's pretty much done. So pretty happy with that one, to be honest. Like, I played very well toward the end, you know, so yeah, that fight wasn't too bad, you know. It certainly could have gone a little bit worse. So next up, you know, is probably not a very triumphant fight, but I just wanted to kind of show you where this Alliance War ended. So Magik mini-boss went in for an attempt on Vision. Again, because we already had such a lead in this Alliance War at the moment, we decided kind of not to spend any items. So just, you know, trying to do as much damage as I can on this and hope I don't get an initial limbo proc. So, you know, parry going for the first 5 combo, and then parry while she is pacify, push her to the special one, and we get that first limbo, and we just take 4,000 damage, so that was really great. And then going for another parry, but we just die because it's a mini boss and it's really inflated. So yeah, that was the end of that Alliance War. That was pretty much it. You know, I could have got that Magik down. You know, could revive up the Voodoo, but like, you know, if there's no need to spend items, like if you don't need it for the win. So, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed today's Alliance War gameplay video. Thanks for watching. Take care and have an absolutely fantastic day.